Hey there. So we're looking at the week of May 26th through June the 2nd. We are moving into the middle of the year. Amazing 2019. I'm Jen Duchenne, and I am using the Illuminating Journey Cards that I created with the help of the Akashic Records. So what is in store for us this coming week? Let's begin. So the first card we are shown is the 29 Soul Portal. And wow, this is a card that connects us to the deeper part of ourselves. It is one of the cards that asks us to go within and deal with issues that we may have ignored or been afraid of, or perhaps pretended didn't exist. So there is a need to go deeper. That's what this card is saying. I find it fascinating that we have, it's a 29 number or soul portal. So there's that portal energy that's calling us in. And so take a look. Perhaps there's something calling you. This card speaks of time and creating new things, breaking down old things, stepping into a space that perhaps we have not noticed before. And there is a portal right here to travel into the cosmos. There's a time clock here, which kind of brings us into a new space. You can see the crow here looking into the mirror. Some more clocks, some more pieces. There's definitely a very strong pull to dealing with the parts of ourselves, like I mentioned, that we are not typically looking at. So it can be challenging, it can be demanding, it can also be exciting because we're allowing stuff to surface that has been hidden from us. There's also a sense of creation in this because of all of the kind of energy of nature pulling us into that depth, into the eye of who we are, the eye of the storm. There's calm in there, right? When we start to own the things that may have been hidden, when we start to venture into areas that we may have blocked off and said, I don't want to go there, and now we are being led down there. And it doesn't necessarily mean dark in the sense like, oh, there's an area that of myself that I don't want to explore. It could also be things that, just day-to-day things, like I don't want to get focused on this thing. I don't want to, do the due diligence of this thing. This isn't what I want to do. I want to do that. And so this card is saying, yeah, you will do this. You will go down this path. You will do the things that you have ignored, sidelined, and perhaps not even noticed or been aware of. So this is very much a card of awakening and awareness, a part of the self and of nature that is deep. And right there is a panther, black panther calling. So feels like an intense period we're going through where things are changing and shifting and kind of bringing us into a new awareness. And there is also something that I'm noticing right here is the treasure chest. So there's citrine, there's a healing aspect and a journeying aspect that's coming up that's very strong. And like I said, the 29. So that's definitely calling us to be engaged with the world in a new way and let go of some of the older things that we're done with. Maybe the way we've been doing things, doing them differently, the way we've been seeing things or labeling them or perhaps making them wrong. it feels very much like an ownership of being willing to do the hard things, to be disciplined and really focused on what it is we're journeying towards. What is this change we're creating? As we are the creators of our own lives, we are instilled with divine energy and we're connected to the earth. So what are we creating on the earth's timeline with the gifts we have? How are we using those? And then the second card, which is one of the tools, is the magic bean, which I just love. I love it when the magic bean shows up, showing us possibilities. I find it interesting. There's kind of a color connection there. There's some, if you can see in the leaves, that kind of yellow and green, and here we have it. This idea of changing expectations. When we have the magic bean, when the bean shows up, it shows us there's possibilities, all kinds of things that are coming to the fore, into our awareness. And these energies are not just calling us, they're asking us to be awake to that being. It's very interesting. This bean has been showing up quite a bit lately, and of course means different things to different people, but it is a sense of new beginnings. It's a sense of either seeding something or reaping the rewards of what we seed. One of the things that's interesting about it is this idea that, to me, it's always related to Jack and the Beanstalk, and this idea that Jack went out with the cow, and his mother's expectations were that he would bring back money, but he didn't, right? He brought back something else. There's something profound that's happening to our expectations, the idea of, I need this, or it's supposed to look like that, that is falling away, and we're being asked to see the world and the potential of what is in a whole new light, because we're the ones that are creating this this place we're in. And so what are we doing with what we're being given? Are we chucking it out the window, saying it's useless, sending ourselves to bed without supper because we didn't deliver the way we think we're supposed to? What are we focusing on? What is it that we're seeding? Where's the magic? Like, what is it that is driving us? What's our expectation, our need, our requirement? And does that match with the idea of being a creator? So very powerful, and hopefully that connects to you, something to think about this week. And the third card that we have today is the 10 and Soul Portal number 10. The interesting thing about the 10 is that it is about love and light. It brings together the energy of the divine, the masculine and feminine, the wholeness, the aspect of all of the energies. Everything's available to us. And again, I noticed the coloring, which was very interesting here, something I had not put together. So I find this really fascinating that all of these cards contain some green and yellow. And green being the color of the earth, of nature, of blooming things, of new things, new creations, and yellow being the color of power and delight and joy. So very much this energy of taking back our power, reclaiming it in a new way, finding the aspects of self that are waiting for us to pick them up and go, this is how I'm going to use this thing. Just like the idea with the bean, how would you use the bean, or how would you use what the bean produces, instead of being fixed about how it's been, this is the way it's always been, this is the way it's supposed to be. These cards are saying, it's time to delve deeper. It's time to break away from what you've been working on in that same way. Like, you can still be working on it or focus on it, but you cannot keep doing it in the same way, because that's unraveling. So you are being offered this opportunity to take what you have, to indeed grasp the being, you know, kind of go on that journey, go into the depths, go to the things that are calling you, pay attention to the details and what is in flow, what's following and in flow, and then going, oh yes, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm creating, coming into the space. This feels like a totally divine energy that's grounding us, like going, I am tapping into the divine energy of love, the divine energy of my being, of my creativity, of who I am, and really allowing that to not only feed me, but to draw out of me this expression, this beauty that I didn't even know was there. So really, maybe if I have it here, you can see it better. Really kind of drawing into this incredible power, this energy of feeling. I just feel like when I look here, I can just see this energy of, it's almost like angelic energy that's kind of hovering over this aspect of how we look at life. And what are we not, what are we naming as magic, and how are we using this alchemical process that allows us to let go of the old and embrace the new with this incredible enthusiasm and joy and unexpectedness, like to be delighted by life and gladness and say, I'm curious, show me something I've never seen. Give me an opportunity or a way to see the work I do, the way I am, the things I offer in a whole new light. So it's really an expansive energy that can perhaps confuse us. But this is really the message that I am seeing in the cards for this week. And hope you see something that speaks to you. You can certainly share with me in the comments. But I see this idea of being on a new kind of adventure where we're not being trapped or controlled by what has been, but instead we are becoming more present to what is. We're looking at life with wonder and being willing to go to places we haven't been, within ourselves, within our behavior, our responses. So it feels very powerful and very exciting. And of course, we are this week moving from one month to another. We're going from a 17 universal month and a 5 month to 6, which is the not only the halfway point, halfway between the year, but also a 18 universal months, which is about endings and change. So we know that all of this energy is shifting and changing, and we are being invited to be more empowered in how we activate our path. So hopefully that all resonates for you in some way. Leave me a comment, let me know. I wanted to let you know that the cards are for sale. The Illuminating Journey Cards are for sale. I have dropped the price. They're now $66 plus shipping. So if you're interested, you can go on my website, jendushin.com/Illuminating Journey Cards. I'm also going to be offering a fundamental class in the Journey Cards. So if you want the class, it'll come with the cards, or if you already have the cards, then of course you will pay for just the class. And that's going to be showing up on my website soon. It's probably going to start at the end of June or somewhere in the beginning of July. 7 weeks of immersing into the cards with the influence of the Akashic Records. So these cards are here to inform you and activate your imagination and intuition and allow you to see beyond what you've seen. They really meet you where you are at. Wishing you an amazing week. If you like the videos, give me a like and follow my channel. Oh, and I'm Jen Dushin, if I didn't say that already. till next week.